right. Well, welcome very much to this mini, what I call a experience intensive. This one is going to be designed to eliminate the barriers to service, eliminate some barriers to the sales in your business, because, we all put roadblocks up that just make it that much harder for our customers to buy from us. So let's get right down to it, and let's talk about that big secret number one that is a barrier to sales and service. And that is, well, it's found in my book, Systematic Magic, but every detail in your business is either enhancing or detracting from the experience. And one of the things you have to look at is, well, first, there is no middle ground. So every detail in your business is either enhancing or detracting. So if you have a dusty houseplant in your waiting room, well, that's a detraction. If your vehicles or your fleet, when you're out on the road, are dirty, or the dashboard is, looks like it's, somebody's office because there's so much paper there, that is a detraction. So those, they're not adding to the experience. So these things will detract from the experience. Now, is it going to break you? Probably not. But if you have enough of them, people are going to start looking like, oh my God, do I really want to do business with this person? This also applies to your website. So this also becomes a barrier to making a purchase with you, because they're going to start to think, do I really want to do this? Even the smallest cues can help create a great experience. When a restaurant host or hostess says, your table is ready, there's nothing really special there. No particular cue is given. When I consulted with Rainforest Cafe, we did all we could to eliminate negative cues, negative messages. Our tour guides, who were actually the seating hosts, so see, there's another lesson right there. What you call your people is very important, because like Disney calls all their employees cast members. Rainforest Cafe calls them the people that seat you tour guides. And they wouldn't merely say, Smith, party of three, your table is ready, but they wanted to set the stage for the experience. And they would announce, hey, Smith party, your adventure is about to begin. If the Smiths didn't show up, we would announce that their safari has left without them. Using generic, mundane sayings, would certainly detract from the experience. Again, remember, every detail is enhancing or detracting from it. You got to eliminate anything that diminishes, contradicts, or distracts from the theme. Look, most offices, buildings, airplanes, they're littered with meaningless or trivial messages. Now, while the customers sometimes need instructions, I get it. Too often, service providers choose an inappropriate media or message form. For example, take the trash bins at a fast food restaurant. Normally, on the little flap where you shove your garbage, it says thank you. Well, seriously? Really? Thank you? True, it's a cue to customers to bust their own trays, but it also says no service here, which is a negative reminder. So when you're putting your experiences together, think about it. How could you make this a positive experience? If you go to Disney, even some McDonald's are doing this. There are talking, garbage-eating characters designed as trash cans. So you get the same message across, and self-bussing, becomes a positive part of the eating experience. Now, I know you don't have a talking trash can. You're not Rainforest Cafe. So let's take a look at this. All of us have seen some version of this sign at some point somewhere. I think you would agree that this is a very negative sign, right? There's big red X's through stuff, big word says no. Putting no up is very negative. there are better ways that you can get this message across. Now, a buddy of mine, I live in a very nautical area, a lot of tourists, not in my town, but we have a lot of coastline here. And a buddy of mine owns a really cool, I call it a tourist trap, but it's one of those places where tourists go and buy stuff. And he usually has a line out his door. The problem with this little area, and there's a whole strip, it's a whole street of these little shops. The problem is that there is like the best ice cream you can ever get on the planet sold. It's called Highland Creamery. You can get it in Oxford or St. Michael's, Maryland. And the problem is that you get these ice creams and there's no seating for the ice cream shop. So people naturally walk around and they want to go into a store. Well, all the stores have some version of this sign posted, except for my buddy's store. And I apologize for the blurry picture. I was actually doing this on a drive-by, but it says, yes, you may bring your ice cream cones inside. Just be careful of the drips. Now, this is why he's busy. He can close 3 months out of the year because he gets all his business done in 9 months. Whereas the people with signs out front that says no food, no nothing, well, they have to stay open 12 months just in order to recap the sales. So eliminating negative cues in your business is one of those barriers to the sale that you need to overcome. Now, if you thought I wasn't going to give you something to help you get through this and look for negative cues, fear not, I got you covered. So this is a very antique version of what's called a good show, bad show walkthrough that I had to complete every day when I was a leader at Walt Disney World. And yes, it was created on a typewriter. We didn't have PCs back in the 90s. So on the form, you would walk through your area. So I do this in my carpet business. You can do this for a website, but you go through everything through the eyes of one of your guests or customers. And you note things that are bad show. Maybe you got a dead plant. Maybe there's a light bulb out. Maybe a tail light is out on a vehicle. And so you go through this. And what we would do at Disney is we would report everything that needed to be repaired to the appropriate department. It's no sense filling out the form if you're not going to do anything with it. Then this form was given to the next shift, and they did the same inspection. And they were looking to make sure that everything that was wrong in the morning was fixed by the afternoon. And you can do this as well. And one of the cool tools I'm going to give you at the end of this is actually a generic copy of one of these so that you can create one and adapt it for yourself. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have an office, you don't have a building, I get it. You can still do it with your website. These are like 3 of the worst, even Craigslist. I mean, I know what it is, but it is just a god-awful website, not easy to navigate through. Same thing with this Roadside America, same thing with this beauty treatment. These are just ridiculously cluttered and give out negative cues. And you want to make sure that you eliminate those so that you have an increase in sales and an increase in your experience. Hey, subscribe to the channel. What the Donald Duck are you waiting for? Please subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the videos I create for you. And if you like this video, please click the thumbs up and comment below. As always, remember, you won't profit unless you implement.